What's up, guys? Sean here, coming at y'all with a quick little video. Gonna do a fun little game of keep or cut today, and we're just gonna see right now the way things stand, who we would keep, who we would cut, and then see what kind of roster we're left with. But first, if you're new here, please like, please subscribe, comment down below, let me know who you would keep and who you would cut this year on the Philadelphia Eagles squad. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that we're posting here. We're going to keep it up with the daily Eagles content and 76ers content whenever they get back on as well. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's get right into the video. So the first position group we're going to cover here is going to be wide receiver. This one I feel like is a little more set in stone. There could be some surprises, but unlikely at this point. I think we've really seen the guys they've held out of games, who they've put in games, and it's kind of told you what they think about each of these guys. Dontavian Wicks has absolutely showed us something this offseason. His route running capability and just overall reliability has been really great to see. Still really young, 25 years old, got another year under contract with us. I think he's absolutely a lock to make the team at this point. Quez Watkins hasn't really done anything. We've already seen him before. He's not making the team. Samurai Toure, I doubt he's making the team. Devontae Smith, our wide receiver one, obviously a lock. Elijah Moore, someone who was really quiet early in the signing process. A lot of people, and myself included, didn't really give him any kind of credit or any chance to make this roster. Over the last couple weeks, over the last month or two, even, he's really come out and shown something. Lots of highlight plays. I think he could be a surprise fifth or sixth guy on this team. And if he does make the team, I think he's absolutely going to be a part of the offense this year. So he's a keep for me. Makai Lemon, first round pick, a lot of missed time, not a lot of great vibes around Makai Lemon the last couple weeks, last month, but comes out, open practice, lines up in the backfield, scores a touchdown. Obviously, everybody's feeling a lot better about him. He's a lock to make the team, but we really want to see more of him in this preseason game coming up because I think he needs all the work he can get at this point. Danny Gray, probably not making this team. Number 82, Eric. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. He had a decent little run in the first game, had a touchdown at the very end of the game, some decent kick returns. I think he's a practice squad guy. I think he needs a little bit more time. He is 26 years old, so I don't know how much time he actually has left to really get things down, but I did see some flashes from him. Wouldn't necessarily give up the roster spot, but I would like to see him on the practice squad. Britton Covey, another one that's probably going to just go to the practice squad. I don't imagine he's making this team. Darius Cooper, probably our fourth or fifth wide receiver, the way things look right now. Had a lot of really high points in camp. The coaching staff still seems like they're kind of a little weary to put him out on the field. I think they just think he has a little bit more growing to do, but he's absolutely made a lot of noise throughout preseason, throughout camp. Lots of highlight reel plays. I love Darius Cooper, and I can't wait to see him get more playing time. Yeah, he's a lock to make this team. Hollywood Brown is a weird one for me. I feel like if Elijah Moore makes the team, you don't really need to keep Hollywood Brown. They both kind of do the same thing. Now, it wouldn't hurt to have two of those guys if you can afford to keep them on the team, but we've got a lot of big roster battles coming up. And if we need that roster spot on like an Uar Bernard because we just cannot cut him, it makes you wonder, does Hollywood Brown stay? Does Elijah Moore stay? Do you keep both of them? Because I think they both have proved that they can be useful in this offense, that they can make plays in this offense. I've heard a lot more negative about Hollywood Brown than I have Elijah Moore, but we'll see how things pan out. But Hollywood Brown is a maybe for me. Going into tight end, Eli Stowers, obviously second round pick. Didn't have the greatest camp. A lot of people are down on Eli right now. He's exactly where I expected someone that's drafted in the second, third, fourth round at a tight end, especially. He's right where I expect them to be. Zach Ertz only played maybe 3 games in his rookie year. Dallas Goedert didn't do much in his rookie year. A lot of tight ends don't do much in their rookie year. Eli's also still got some growing to do, some more meat to put on his frame. But as a route runner and as a pass catcher, he's already at a really good point. I don't think he's had great quarterback play, and I think that's a lot of the issue that he's had. When he gets his snaps with Jalen Hurts, he'll make the most of it, and I think he'll be just fine. Size is his biggest issue. He's just got to bulk up more, but I think he'll be fine. Stone Smart, I don't expect him to make this team. Haven't really said his name much. Maybe if they view him as like a fullback tight end hybrid, he might have a chance to make this team. He is a big body. That remains to be seen. I don't think he makes this team. Johnny Mund was running all the tight end 2 reps. He's absolutely making this team. We haven't seen much of him, but apparently a really good blocker, really reliable. So it seems like he's already locked in to be the tight end 2. Eli Stowers, the tight end 3. Then you got Cameron Latu, played a bit of fullback, a bit of tight end. I think he could make this team, although I wouldn't be surprised if he was cut as well and we tried to bring in someone else to do the same thing. EJ Jenkins, not really showing us too much. Tried to take advantage where he could. I think QB play definitely hurt him as well. I don't expect him to make the team. And then Dallas Goddard, of course, is going to come in and lead the team. I think he'll be our guy this year. One of our leading receptions guys, one of our number one, number two, number three targets for Jalen Hurts this year. Dallas Goddard still has a lot of good football in him, and I expect him to have a big year this year. Grant Calcaterra, we can get rid of him. We know what he's capable of. Lots of mistakes, not a great blocker, just an overall up and down career, but it's time for him to get a fresh start somewhere else. We're going to go through the O line a little bit quicker because it's really just going to boil down to 9, 10, 11 guys that could realistically make this team. Miles Hinton, probably a practice squad guy. Cameron Williams, maybe the same. John Ojowu, I don't think he's making this team. Maybe a practice squad guy. Jordan Mailata, starting left tackle. Fred Johnson, backup left tackle. Lane Johnson, right tackle. Markel Bell, backup right tackle. I think those are all locks, obviously. As far as the guards here, Tyler Steen, a lock, starting right guard. Micah Morris, maybe a practice squad guy. Pretty good. He could make the team. I see a lot of people throwing him into their 53-man roster projections. I think he's going to be a practice squad guy. I don't think they keep 11 on the offensive line. So he's probably going to end up on the practice squad. Michael Jordan, I don't expect to make the team. Landon Dickerson, starting left guard, obviously a lock. And then here's where it gets a little more interesting because you've got Jake Majors, Willie Lampkin, Drew Kendall, 3 guys that I would absolutely keep on this team. They've all shown a lot this offseason, and I think they deserve a roster spot. And then Cam Jurgens, your starting center. I think all those guys make the team. I think they're all locks. I think that if you do keep 11, it's going to be because of a Willie Lampkin, Jake Majors, Drew Kendall. You have to keep those guys. And I think that could make you keep more than you originally planned. Zeke Correll, I don't see making the team, maybe a practice squad guy, but I don't see us keeping more than 2 or 3 of these guys on the practice squad from the bottom of our chart when it comes to offensive line. Digging into safety a little bit, we're going to bounce around a little bit from here. Cole Wisniewski, I had high hopes for. I thought he could come in and make an immediate impact. Injuries kind of plagued him, and then he had another chance to kind of come out and make some plays, and then he got hurt again. I think he's going to end up on the practice squad. I think we're going to make another move at safety to bring in some depth. And I don't think Cole Wisniewski, Andre Sam, Maximus Pooley, I don't think any of those guys are making this team. I think it's going to be Mabuka and Epps, and then you'll see some Michael Carter at safety as well. And we're going to make another move and bring in another safety. Cole Wisniewski would be the most likely person to make the roster, but I just don't think he's shown you enough at this point. At running back, you've seen a good chunk of Carson Steele. I would really like to see him be the 4th running back. I don't know that the team views him that way, but I would absolutely love to see him in a fullback / running back role. I think that would be a lot of fun. You could do a lot of cool things with that. Will Shipley's probably going to be your 3rd running back. Damian Pierce hasn't really shown you much. He's probably getting cut. Jordan Mims as well. Tank Bigsby is your number 2 running back. He's going to have a big, big year this year. Can't wait to watch Tank. And then obviously Saquon is your starter. He's going to be leading the way, get the majority of the reps. So I think Saquon, Tank, Will Shipley, and I would really like to see Carson Steele, but we'll see which direction the team goes. Haven't seen a lot of Damian Pierce, so I don't really know what they think of him, but that's my initial thought right now. At quarterback, I'm really hoping that we just cut Andy Dalton, keep Tanner McKee in the QB2 position, let Cole Payton kind of brew in that QB3 role, and just kind of take the season and hold the clipboard and hopefully not have to do much in-game stuff because that would obviously be pretty bad for us unless it was a planned, last game of the season, all the starters take a break situation. But I'd really like to see it be the Jalen Hurts and Tanner McKee. I'm terrified that they're going to try to put Peyton on the practice squad or something and he's just going to get picked up immediately, or that we're going to trade Tanner for nothing and then we're going to have to deal with Andy Dalton potentially taking backup reps. I don't want to see Andy Dalton on this team. He has shown us nothing good throughout preseason, and I just can't imagine why they would keep him. Braden Mann at punter, obviously a lock, has looked great. I remember a couple years ago we were having struggles keeping a good punter around, and he came in and absolutely stole that job. Just took it from day one, worked his ass off, and I hope he stays with us until he's ready to retire because I don't want to go through that again. So a couple fun ones here. Joshua Wuru, obviously never played football before, a rookie, very, very raw. Does have a sack in the preseason, has made some decent plays. Vic Fangio kind of hinted the other day that, there might be a bottom of the roster guy that makes this team that, people aren't thinking of. And I'm really thinking it's Joshua Wuru. I think they keep him on the active roster, and I think it's completely possible that you see him at some point this season just because of the explosiveness and the raw athletic ability. He's just too good not to play. And I think we're already seeing that up to this point. Nolan Smith is caught on late. A really rough offseason from Nolan, but he has had a solid camp. Uh, with Jalix Hunt breaking out the way he has, Nolan has definitely taken a back seat to that. But with the Grenard injury, Nolan's gotten plenty of reps. He's looked good. And if we go into the season with Nolan and Jalix Hunt as our starting outside guys, you really can't be mad at that. Jose Ramirez, don't expect to make this team. Keyshawn James Newby, his name came up a couple times throughout camp. I think he's an interesting one to watch. Very young, very raw. I think he'll be a practice squad guy if he doesn't make the team, but he's been an interesting one to watch. Taron Jackson, I don't expect to make this team. Jalix Hunt, obviously going to be a starter this year. He has superstar potential, has been making so much noise through camp. I really expect him to take a big leap this year. And Arnold Mbike, I'm really not sure about him. Him and AJ Espinoza, I think they're both guys that make this team because they've had really, really good camps and we have them on great deals. I think they're fantastic depth behind our guys. But the question really becomes, do they keep both of those guys, or did a Keyshawn James Newby do enough to potentially steal a roster spot because the Eagles feel so good about their depth at this point? It'll be interesting to watch. Long snapper, Rocco Underwood. Haven't heard much about him. Really young, brand new long snapper. Didn't really hear much about him throughout the preseason. Didn't hear much about a battle. So it looks like it's going to be him this year. And hopefully he's good for us because we've dealt with a lot of the same long snappers for a long time. And it's always kind of weird when you have change there. Linebacker is absolutely stacked, and I'm having a hard time figuring out who I want to cut and who I want to keep. Obviously, realistically, you only imagine that maybe 4, 5, possibly 6 of these guys make the team. I think more than likely, with the way our roster's set up, it's going to have to be closer to 4 or 5. With that being said, Trotter and Small Mundan are both probably making this team. Howie drafted guys, both really, really good backups. I think they make this team. Brandon George and Deontay Lawson, I have no idea. Both of them have been really, really interesting, had pretty good camps. Maybe we can stash someone on the practice squad and get lucky there, but I'm not 100% certain how the team views these guys, but they've had good camps. Jahad Campbell, obviously a lock to make this team, has had a fantastic camp. Looks like he's ready to take another leap, and I can't wait to see what he does with a full year under his belt. Chance Campbell, probably not making this team. Zach Bond, another starter. Lockdown, one of our best guys on the defense. Can't wait to watch him play this year. So when you look at it, you've got Zach, Jahad, Small, and Jeremiah definitely making this team. But have any of the other guys made enough noise? Have you heard enough about these guys to be comfortable with them in a fifth linebacker spot where they're really not going to get a lot of anything outside of special team reps? Kicker, obviously, you got Jake Elliott. He's had a rough camp. He's had a rough last year, if we're being honest. I would have loved to have seen some competition there. I'm really worried about Jake. Jake could be the thing that screws up a really good season for us. And the fact that they didn't bring somebody in is just kind of ridiculous to me. I understand having faith in your guys, showing faith in your guys, but sometimes guys fall out. And when they fall out and you're not prepared for it, it hurts the team. And I just hope that it isn't an oversight by Nick or Howie not bringing someone in. And I hope that Jake recovers this year, or at least is decent. Because if he were to fall off early in the season, it's going to be really hard to find another guy to bring in that we can trust to carry into the playoffs and make the shots that we need them to make. At defensive tackle, another one where it's like, how many of these guys can we realistically keep? We're going to have to make some cuts on some guys that are going to go other places and get starting jobs. We've seen it before, and this year is no different. It's going to be really, really tough. You got Byron Young up top, a guy that I really like. we picked up a couple years ago. He's just gotten better and better. Had a fantastic camp. Has looked really good in the preseason, especially through the first game. A pretty dominant interior guy, a little bit smaller, got a little finesse to his game. I don't think he makes this team, but an intriguing prospect for sure. Zion Wilson, pretty good camp. Haven't really heard a lot of negative things about him. A rookie, you're probably going to be able to stash on the practice squad. I think that's where he'll end up. Ty Robinson saved his job this year. Went out and had a really dominant preseason showing, showed the fans that he's been working, that he's hungry. Looked really fast, looked really angry, and I'm hoping for big things from Ty Robinson. Moro Jomo, someone that we might have to pay at the end of this year. A guy that's just gotten better and better. Great pass rush specialist, real smart guy. Love Moro Jomo. Gabe Hall, another young guy, a lot of potential. I don't think he makes this roster, but I really liked what I seen from him throughout the offseason. Jordan Davis dealing with some injuries, but obviously going to be one of our starting guys. Has gotten better and better every year, and I'm looking for Jordan Davis to a lot more in the pass rush this year. And I'm hoping that he can start getting to the quarterback a little more because I love Jordan Davis and I want to see his stats go up. I want to see him, really dominating in all three facets of the game and just continuing to build on what he's done every year since he's gotten into the league. From all reports, Jalen Carter has had an absolutely dominant camp. He's going to play probably all the snaps every game. There's just not a situation where you're going to take him off the field. And I can't wait for it. It's going to be a dominant season from Jalen Carter. I think this is a year where he really puts his stamp on the league, similar to what he did his first 2 years in the league. David Blay, I don't think is making this roster. And then you've got a guy like UR Bernard, another extremely raw athletic freak, put up insane combine numbers. I don't think you can put him on the practice squad because another team is absolutely going to steal him. If you want to develop him, you're going to have to put him on like the injury report or something like that. Find a way to stash him there. But I really like what I've seen. Still incredibly raw, still a lot of learning, but he was fantastic at times throughout the preseason and he was getting doubled. So it showed the respect that teams had for him and his size and his athleticism. And I hope he gets a chance to play soon. If he does make the active roster, I would really like to see him getting some snaps throughout the game. Just a chance to go out and grow and learn in game, and that might be what's best for him. But hopefully, we find a way to stash him and keep him on the team. AJ Epinoza, another guy we brought in kind of late, played with the Bills for a couple years. He's starting level caliber player. I mean, the Browns had interest in him and then they just fell out. I don't know what happened there, but has had a really good camp for us. Looked really, really good. And I'm hoping he makes the team because he could be a guy that has inside outside versatility and could really bring something a little different than everybody else in the pass rush game. So excited for him. And I'm hoping he makes the team. He's a lock for me. Getting into defensive backs and cornerbacks here. Jalen Mahoney, I don't think he's making this team. Cooper DeJean, lock. He's a starter. One of the best slot corners in the league. Probably going to play some safety for us this year, too. It'll be exciting to see how the Eagles use him. Michael Carter, we got traded for him last year. Has had a great camp. Vic Fangio loves him. He trusts him. He's playing him everywhere on the field. We're going to see him at safety. We're going to see him at nickel. Kind of opposite of Cooper DeJean, I would imagine, is how they're going to make that work. Great player. I can't wait to see him actually get some real run with the team this year. Reek Woolen, starting outside corner opposite Quinyon Mitchell, has had an amazing camp. Went to battle with AJ Brown versus the Patriots and has just gotten better and better through camp. I think he is going to look even better in Vic Fangio's system, along with his already really impressive athletic ability and his own physical traits that he brings. I think it's just a match made in heaven, and he's going to be fantastic for us this year. Sean Wade, a surprise corner, a late addition as well. I think he could be a special teamer. I think he could be a depth guy. He's had a really, really good camp. Some of these other guys have been awful or really good and really bad. Sean Wade has been a little bit more consistent, and I would like to see him make this team. Ambry Thomas, you can get him off my team today. He had an awful preseason game. I don't like him at all right now. He just, you haven't heard anything good from him throughout camp and throughout preseason. Keely Ringo, I think that experiment's done. He's done after this year either way. There's no sense in keeping him for another year. I would rather give Sean Wade a chance, Mac McWilliam, or one of these other guys outside of Keely. It's a shame he has all the athletic ability in the world, the height, the speed, the size, but He just continues to make simple mistakes. This is his fourth year in the league, and throughout preseason, he's showing that he's still making the same mistakes. I'm just kind of over it at this point. Quinyon Mitchell, obviously starting number one corner, our best corner on the team. There's not really much else to say. Quinyon's play does all the talking, and nobody's going to argue that. So can't wait to watch him go out in another year of him dominating. And then Mac McWilliams, an up and down camp. I still have a lot of faith in Mac McWilliams, a homegrown talent. I really, really like this guy. I think that he has starting potential inside, outside, another good depth piece, another good special teamer, and I think he has a good shot of making this team. But someone like Jonathan Jones, he had a really good early camp. Early on before he got hurt, he was in really good standing. Vic Fangio came out and said that he was playing everywhere on the field. He played pretty much every position on the field, and he was the backup at every position. Now, he missed a ton of time, and we haven't really got to see him in the last week or so. His name has started to pop up again. Do they keep him just for that veteran presence? I'm not 100% sure, but I know that Vic Fangio likes him and he's capable of playing every role on the defense. So he's a guy that I imagine makes the team unless someone like Mac McWilliams can show the coaches that they deserve it a little bit more. And the last three guys here, the first two, I don't think either of them are making the team. Haven't really heard anything about them throughout camp. And then Jacorian Bennett, a guy we traded for last year, another one that we just haven't seen or heard anything. Kind of a disappointing prospect, a guy that we thought was going to go out and start a lot of games for us last year. Didn't really work out that way. And just disappointing overall, but I don't think he makes this team. And then here you got Jonathan Grenard as well. Obviously, he's going to make the team. We just gave him a huge extension. The team's just being cautious, letting him heal. He got hurt at a bad time, is what it is. He's going to be great for us when he comes back. He's going to be all over the field, playing all the different positions. So, along the defensive line, I have no concern for him. I know he'll be good whenever he comes back. And then you got your three players on the reserve injured: Tariq Castro Fields, Jaquindon Jackson, and Johnny Wilson. I don't think any of these guys make the team. I think they're reserved injured for a reason. I think you'll see them cut with an injury settlement at some point moving forward. So overall, a lot of interesting names. Training camp is officially over, but the preseason still has one game left. It really makes you wonder, are all the guys we play week 3 just the guys that are going to get cut? Is it their last chance to go out and kind of make a name for themselves and maybe give the Eagles one more thing to think about? Or are we going to see guys actually out there battling? Do we get to see anybody important go out and play meaningful snaps? It's going to be really interesting to watch, but we've definitely seen that the defense has unbelievable depth through and through. They're going to be a top 5 unit this year for sure, and they're going to make a lot of noise. They're going to win a lot of games for us on their own. The offense, a little more up and down. Jalen Hurts made a lot more mistakes in this offseason than he normally would, but he's also spoke highly of the offense. And we know that if Jalen didn't think highly of the offense and if he didn't think things were going to work, he would let people know. So it's a big difference from last year where vibes were very weird going into the season and it felt like it was going to take pure offensive talent to win every game, to where this year the scheme is going to win some games, the talent is going to win some games, and there's going to be some growing pains. But I think by week 3, 4, 5, you'll really see the Eagles start to ramp things up on offense, score points a little better. We're going to lean on the run game. As long as Saquon and Tank come out, the O line looks good, and they can run the majority of these games, the passing game isn't going to have to carry much early on in the season. So I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. I'm excited, guys. We're so close to the start of the season. Tell me who you guys think are going to start, who your cut candidates are, who you love, whatever you want to tell me, put it down below. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.